Hi there! Let's break down the concept of equity investments under Ind AS 109 and why impairment no longer applies to them. First off, investments in equity instruments are now measured at either fair value through profit or loss, FVTPL, or fair value through other comprehensive income, FVOCI. Here's the big change. They're outside the scope of Ind AS 109. This means equity investments are no longer tested for impairment. In the past, under IAS 39, entities had to assess whether there was a significant or prolonged decline in the fair value of equity investments. But let's be honest, that was a tricky process. How do you precisely define significant or prolonged? It created a lot of confusion and inconsistency in applying the rules. Now, with Ind AS 109, the idea of recognizing impairment losses for equity investments is no longer relevant. While this change simplifies things, it hasn't been free from criticism. Some argue that the earlier test of other than temporary impairment, or OTTI, was tough to apply but provided a layer of accountability for fair value changes. Another issue with the old model was asymmetry. Let me explain. Under IAS 39, gains could be recognized in the profit or loss, but losses could remain stuck in other comprehensive income unless the equity investment was sold. This created a mismatch that could compromise the usefulness of financial reports. By removing impairment testing for equity investments, Ind AS 109 eliminates this asymmetry. Gains or losses are now recognized based on fair value changes without the need for subjective impairment assessments. So, in summary, equity investments under Ind AS 109 are simpler to handle, but the change has sparked debates about transparency and accountability. That's all for now. See you in the next video.